KREM 2 News 10 at 10 begins now with Mark Hanrahan and Jeremy Legoo.
Turn around, face the car. Turn around, face the car.
Don't put your hands on me, pal. Listen.
You are going to get hurt. If
I
you don't
am?
listen to what I'm telling you.
Deputy Clay Hilton was fired from the Spokane County Sheriff's Department this week for charges stemming from that incident. KREM 2 filed a public records request to find out more about what happened last August, and we received those documents today. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy spent the night combing through the 1,200-page document. He's joining us now with what went on just minutes after the incident. Connor?
On August 14th of last year, Spokane County Sheriff's Office documents say Clay Hilton was responding to a suspicious vehicle at Terrace View Park, where he had an interaction with the vehicle's owner, Kevin Hinton. That interaction ended in a beating, and Hilton has now been charged with assault and false swearing charges. A third-party investigation by the Spokane Police Department said the interaction led to Hilton striking Kevin Hinton multiple times in the head, stomach, and kneecaps while both standing up and sitting down. Investigation documents say once another deputy arrived on scene, no more force was used. They go on to say after the altercation, messages between Hilton and a 911 dispatcher show the two discussing what happened during the altercation. It reads, Clay Hilton, well, that went south fast. Dispatcher, just had to get that last hurrah in there, huh? Clay Hilton, yeah, he was a no person, but I think he may have learned a lesson. Corrected to lesson. Dispatcher, oh, I'm sure he did, LOL. Clay Hilton, wait for his booking photo. Tim Note, one of the attorneys representing Hinton, says the year it took to reach Hilton's firing is a common time frame for investigations within law enforcement.
Police and sheriffs have really extraordinary union protections compared to most citizens, and so that, you know, these processes for actually going through an internal affairs investigation and ultimately being terminated take time.
When announcing his firing, Sheriff Knowles saying in part, quote, I have made changes to policy ensuring we appropriately document and review all uses of force. I reached out to the Sheriff's Department and asked what the changes in reviewing all uses of force entail. They replied with no comment. Hilton's arraignment is set for later this month. In studio, Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Connor, thank you very much. And new tonight, nurses with Sacred Heart rallied against a decision made by the hospital to close its child psychiatric unit. The hospital made the announcement back in July, citing financial challenges and a shortage of inpatient psychiatrists. The unit serves kids between the ages of 12 and 17 with mental health diagnoses, including depression, anxiety, and bipolar disease. The Washington Nursing Association is fighting the closure, saying it will negatively impact patient care in the area.
Mental health is real. It is a real disease. Just like diabetes, just like hypertension, it is a real disease. And if we can help our kids move forward and to help them grow, this is just one step.
Providence responded to tonight's event with a statement saying many of the Nursing Association claims are misinformation. The hospital says treatment will still be available at Inland Northwest Behavioral Health for patients as young as 12 years old. The unit is set to close coming up on Saturday. Another top headline tonight, our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo is issuing a KREM 2 weather impact alert for tomorrow and Saturday as we expect to hit unseasonably warm temperatures. Jeremy?
It's kind of insane if you think about it. Our temperatures are some 15 to 20 degrees above those seasonal norms, and that is enough to have a little bit of concern. Heat advisories remain in effect through Saturday afternoon. When it comes to our temps, we have cooled off quite nicely, down to 74 in Spokane, 70s in central Washington. Deer Park and Sandpoint, I'd say Newport, you can throw yourselves in this, 61 degrees there. Overnight, though, we are going to cool off even more. If you're in the 60s now, you're falling into the 50s. If you're in the 70s, you're in the 60s. So I would say another 10 to 15 degrees of cooling. Reason being, our nights are long, but man, are we battling an atmospheric ridge. By tomorrow afternoon, we are in the mid-90s here in Spokane and even in much of North Idaho, triple digits in parts of central Washington, and Saturday is even warmer. We know the heat is sticking around through the weekend, but a little bit of cloud cover and a little bit of a shift in the weather pattern will bring about a little bit of a cool down on Sunday. We're still in the 90s though, and for that reason, those weather impact alerts run today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, sounds good. Jeremy will check back in with you later in the show. The fiancé of a man charged with international kidnapping is expected to appear in court tomorrow. The man she is engaged to, Aaron Ong, is accused of not showing up for a custody exchange and then taking his 2-year-old daughter from Pullman to Mexico. Nadia Cole is being charged with conspiring to and committing international kidnapping. Court documents show that Cole went with Ong to Mexico with that toddler back in June and stayed there until early July when Ong was arrested. Cole is expected in federal court at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Spokane police are asking for your help finding a vehicle that may have been involved in a deadly hit and run. So take a close look at your screen right now. Police believe the driver of this Toyota Venza hit and killed a person near 3rd and Wall on Friday afternoon. These are photos provided by Spokane police. Police believe this is the car's license plate number right here, and they ask you not to approach the car if you see it. Instead, if you have any information, call Crime Check. That number is right there at the bottom of your screen. Spokane city leaders held a press conference today to discuss why they have repeatedly deferred decisions on homeless ordinances. The main message was simply, City Council needs more time. Today's press conference touched on an ordinance that would add housing status to the city's list of protected classes and strengthen protections against discrimination in hiring and employment. The City Council president said, we need to deal with these complex issues together.
We are not Seattle. We are not Boise. We are not Portland. We are not San Francisco. We are Spokane. We do things differently here, and we focus on what we can do in our community.
City Council will be hosting roundtable discussions aimed to help people understand these ordinances, including how they work in accordance with the law. The first is set for Tuesday, September 10th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Central Library. Coeur d'Alene City Council approved zoning for the land located in and around North Idaho College's campuses. That means it can now only be used for public higher education. The ordinance outlines additional uses when special permits are acquired. The University District prohibits industrial and commercial activities not associated with educational functions or housing not intended for students or faculty.
It really just locks in more of an assurance for the greater community of what will be here into the future. This protects the campus for public higher educational use.
The community planning director says the district cannot be sold off for development. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website, KREM.com.
Talk to your children. Be engaged in your children's life. One conversation can change a whole lot. One conversation can cost a whole lot.
That's a Georgia chaplain aiding law enforcement after yesterday's school shooting. His message taking on new meaning tonight as the father of the suspected shooter has now been arrested. 14-year-old Colt Gray is accused of killing 2 students, 2 teachers, and injuring 9 others. Yesterday, the FBI revealed Gray and his father have already been questioned for threats made last year, but the Bureau determined there was no reason for concern. Gray's father was arrested just within the last few hours on several charges, including second-degree murder. Students and community members mourned for the victims today as President Joe Biden spoke publicly about the deadliest school shooting in the state's history.
We're grateful, the school personnel and first responders who proved and prevented more people from being killed or injured and brought the suspect to custody. But as a nation, we cannot continue to accept the carnage of gun violence.
The suspected shooter will appear in court for the first time tomorrow on 4 murder charges. Well, you might remember this shocking video out of Las Vegas. A man attacked a judge, jumping over the bench and forcing her to take cover. Now the attacker's trial is underway, and Judge Mary Kay Holthus testified today, saying that she feared for her life that day.
I just remember saying, help, help, somebody get him off. I mean, in my head, I was completely defenseless. He was so determined and so violent and so...
The suspect, Deborah Redden, is charged with attempted murder now. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.